Alright, so we're going to get this transformation to go. It's either going to work or it doesn't. Hope it does. Alright, so, according to the instructions, the first step, getting this guy turned around, the head. So there's a notch under here that it says to get the head lined up with in that regard. So I feel like we look pretty good there. From there, it shows to make sure you have those shoulders hinged upwards as much as possible. Now, there's something when it comes to rotating the biceps to where it says rotate 90 degrees. I just looked ahead in the instructions. It's kind of confusing the way it's written out, but it looks like boom, boom. So you should see the swivel inside or whatever, the joint, as well as the elbow down, the inside of the elbow facing up. That kind of deal. On the instructions it has the fist facing downward, so we'll just go with that. Now from there, this whole thing comes up. Alright, let me make sure that that's all still in frame. Alright, and there was no like hard click snapping, it's all held in by friction, but that whole hinge. So you just extend her like so. Okay. Then from there, it looks like the seat here goes up. These go down. It doesn't say to do anything with this yet. Now, this is a little bit confusing for me, but I'm gonna run with what it wants me to do. It's showing that there should be some pegs in here that I peg the inside of the elbows to, but I am not seeing that. So I'm just going to emulate what the instructions show it should look like, because I am admittedly confused. And then like with that, it looks like it just, one arm flips in right. Yeah, I'm going to take this off camera for a second. Okay, so I figured it out. The pegs that I'm looking for are actually under the seat, so they're right there. And from there, just sort of alright, give you something like that. Okay, so now we've moved up here. It's like a tower of something. And so it's pretty much just line these guys up. Now in the instructions, this piece here, it's down, and they just want you to go ahead and put it back up here. Alright, so advice that I got, and I haven't tried this yet, but I was told not to clip this piece in until it's all together, or else you'll have problems, like it misaligns things or something like that. So we're going to keep that relatively loose, just keep it in the area, but not clip it in. So, and then the instructions will show you that you should have pretty much this, but clipped in. Alright, and from there, it takes you to the bottom side now, and it pretty much just says, I want that still down, but pretty standard RC stuff. Get that out of the way. Now it still has it kind of outside. I'm not too worried about this becoming like unpegged, because it doesn't look like anything's in the way of me getting it pegged back in once it's all done. So for now, I think I'm going to leave this relatively alone, that piece there. But That's what it's saying it should have. And then from there, shows the feet rotated inwards. Alright, you see what I did with the foot right there? Ankle. Push in the ankle. And you can see how it kind of goes into place there. Alright, so that. And then, for whatever reason, then make sure that that's ready to go. And I'll show you the adjustments on the other side. Alright, but basically, that's what we're looking at, right? So that you can see it sticking out of the sides there. Okay, so this thing is about done. But I want to show you guys where all it's pegged in at. So there are pegs on the opposite sides of these elbows. There are 2 pegs that go on the sides of these legs. This one here's kind of loose, so just giving it that. And then the feet themselves, there are little white pegs in there. Let me focus here. Oh, wrong ring. Alright, there we go. That keep the feet aligned correctly. Okay? So then, that one just isn't wanting to play nice. When you get to the other side, it's hard to see, but there's a peg here that pegs down there. So get that pegged into the side like it's supposed to be. Yeah, I'm kind of just spot checking and hoping that there we go. There we go. It's just finding the angle. So you have to kind of give it one of those guys because it goes like this part goes in, but this part has to kind of go under and clip, right? So we're going to revisit the legs. Make sure that everything on that end's lined up. Okay, that side went in fine. Make sure the leg, yep, that side's fine. Pegged in. Pegged in. Everything's good and pegged in. Yeah. And I had it leaning against that box, so. Now the last part is getting this piece on. So it shows that it's able to, well, first, I want to make sure that we've got this right. So this, just taking that and reversing it, okay? Like we went over before. And now, we can take the blaster, and I believe it's like this. There we go. Snaps into place. And then from here, it looks like there are 2 pegs right there. And then it pegs into the back of those fender flare pieces too. So there's that. And then one side, one side. Boom. Alright, make sure again. And of course, I believe the gun came loose there and it's rattling. That was amazing. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why I took it off of that. Like, I don't want it to rotate. But, give you guys an